Hi Sagittarius, how's everybody doing? Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing something about a new beginning, and I don't know, it looks like there's some type of tough decision that you have to make. For some of you, this is about like whether or not you want to keep something going with someone in your life. Like maybe even how involved you're getting with someone, Sag. It's like, is it enough? Do you like the way that they're treating you? Do you feel like you could have a balanced relationship with this person? I don't think so. I'm seeing this as somebody that you could have been quite close with, but I think that it ends because there's a lack of reciprocity with this person. And I think that it creates something that I'm hearing is unstable, but it's also not functional. Because you can even feel kind of like it's a one-sided relationship, where it's like you don't even want to get to a certain point with somebody because you know that when you get that involved, you're going to be showing up, I'm hearing, to an empty house. Meaning, like, this person is not going to reciprocate in the same way that you do, and so, like, there's a fine line between, like, how involved you want to get with someone and how much you want to keep your distance, too. Don't undercut yourself is what I'm hearing. This is one of those situations where you can like be telling yourself, if you are not valuing yourself here, if you are not like holding somebody to your standards, you are going to feel conflicted about this choice that you're making. So this is like, you need to have a conversation with yourself and be like, what do I deserve? How do I expect to be treated? Like, how do I need to like make things so that that happens? Like, what types of decisions do I want to make right now for myself? Because I'm seeing like, if you don't care whether this person shows up or not, you may stick around for it. If you're like, you know what, it's fine, they can treat me however I want, then you might stick around for this. But if you're in a place where you're like, I know what I deserve, I know how I want to be treated, I know how I show up, and I also know how I expect someone else to show up. If you are like looking at it in that way, I'm seeing something is going to come to an end. And this is your conflict resolution. And it's something that you're doing by following your intuition. This is that moment too where like you may feel badly for someone too, and that may be like why you were resisting calling an ending to a relationship. I think you're getting creative with a solution here. What I'm seeing is that this is about you manifesting your happiness. And if you're keeping something around that is not in alignment for you, or it's not resonating with you, you're just going to be delaying creating this thing that you want. And like, as I am seeing you as the magician here, this is about creating a happy, peaceful, fulfilling environment for yourself. Because we do have to make tough decisions sometimes in order to create this for ourselves. If it were easy, it would be something that nobody had an issue with doing and everybody would be feeling happy. But there's a sense of, like, maybe even needing to, I'm hearing, put yourself on the line. It's like there's something that you have to do here that's difficult, but this is what it takes to be the magician and create what it is that you want. And it looks to me really like your time is finished with someone, unless you are keeping this thing alive. But I'm seeing you recognize that it just brings further conflict into your life. Like, this is not an easy energy. This is not a peaceful energy. This is not one that's supportive of your growth. Whoever this person is that you're dealing with. But you're having a hard time calling an ending because you're attached to them. It's like, you know it's unhealthy, but it's still hard quitting it. Quitting this person. This can be a habit too for some of you. It doesn't have to be a person. But this is about like you breaking away from something where you are like never actually going to find that sense of deep fulfillment that you're looking for. Like, this is something full of empty promises. And you'll know this because it like never actually delivers what it is that you're looking for, apart from in an instant gratification type of way. Long-term wise, this is just something that builds, that you like create and build a dependency on. So whether this be like an interaction that you're having with someone or something, whatever it is, the only thing holding you back and the only thing that is like causing this internal conflict is, again, because of the attachment. But you're being guided to turn down the devil here, which is the personification of our attachments. Our dependencies. Things that are unhealthy but may feel good in a moment. Unhealthy coping strategies, maladaptive coping strategies, we can say. This is about breaking out of the patterns that hold you back from becoming who you are meant to be and embracing that part of yourself. I think that you're going to end up walking away from this. You could have been having a hard time, like, figuring out what was going on where, like, you knew that something needed to come to an end, or, like, yeah, that something needed to come to an end, but part of you was like, I don't know if we should do this, or, like, I don't feel good about this. And I think, like, in you discovering that it's the attachment, an unhealthy attachment, a codependency, that's like holding you back. I think like once that is realized, once that's recognized, there's a sense of being able to be like, I see you for what you are, or I see this for what it is, and now I can turn it away because I understand it, and then I'm seeing you move on from this. The thing with the devil is that it's not like something obvious. It's something seductive, and it's something that can be very easily misconstrued, and it's hard to see it clearly. So know that too. Know that it's not just something like blatantly being like, this is bad for you or this is unhealthy. Like sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Sometimes it feels very good to be involved in it for a short period of time. But over time, it's something that really drains your energy. And I'm hearing drags down your spirit, something that like depletes you. Because you keep it like in an unregulated way, it is like siphoning all of your energy, and that's how you know what that is for you. It's like you can't like focus on anything else because all you're focusing on is this one thing, and it affects everything else for you, and like you feel like you can't exist without the thing. I'm looking at some heavy Capricorn here. I'm also looking at Mercury. I'm seeing like such an interesting loop. Like I'm definitely seeing a cycle here, and it's like you conceptualize this thing that looks like happiness and peace and satisfaction to you, and then you recognize that you're going to need to bring something to an end, but you feel conflicted about that because you may not want to let something go. But then you see this idea of what the happiness is, and then you recognize that you're going to have to end something, but then you feel conflicted about it because you're realizing you're going to have to let something go. You see this like circle that's happening. I'm definitely seeing like a cycle that you've been caught up in, like possibly even with this person or this thing. Like for some of you, it can even be a job that you've been dealing with, a coworker even for some. Okay, so these archetypal patterns are what is going to help you right now to problem solve with this. I'm seeing the energy of the Queen of Wands here. So this is stepping into an energy where you are feeling confident. One where you are getting things done independently and you also don't feel like you need anyone or anything else around you. This is about you being good in your solo energy. It's about only having things in your life that are like benefiting, supporting, adding, stuff like that, bringing peace into your life, encouraging your resiliency, like all of this stuff. And knowing that like you don't have to compromise because you don't need anything. So if you want something in your life, it's because you're choosing to allow it to be in your life and you're choosing to interact with it. Also, I'm looking at the energy. I'm hearing something about psychic energy. I'm looking at the King of Swords here. So this is like calling something out that may be difficult to call out, but you're being guided to take action through the throat chakra. So you need to think about something and then you need to take action through your communication. That is what's going to help you resolve what this is. Let's see what else. I keep seeing the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, so this is like something that you have a very, very tight, close relationship with. And the Lovers, even though this can absolutely be a person, this can just be something that you found that you feel very connected with. But as I said before, it's something like unhealthy, out of balance, something codependent, like that. Like there's a lack of co-regulation here. But you have to be the one to claim it, is what I'm saying. It's like you have to be the one to make the statement, to be like, no, I'm not doing that, or no, I'm not getting involved in that, or no, this cannot continue. Like, I'm seeing, like, you have to be the one to call action and to make this choice. Like, this is a time to be decisive here, and you have to, I'm hearing state your claim. It's like you need to be the one that's getting vocal here, even though you may not want to be, because I'm seeing something and it's like you may be feeling really disappointment about like what you're being guided to do here, or how you have to take action, or how you're being guided to take action in order to actually get what you want. But these are steps necessary for you. For some of you too, this is something that is going to like help bring some type of creative or fruitful energy into either like your job, your public persona, or like particular responsibilities that you have in your material reality. Things that you care for, stuff like that. There's a sense of like, I'm seeing someone sitting there and like they have to turn something down, like they're recognizing that this is the choice that they're going to make and move on, but there's also a sense of sadness. There's also going to be like a sense of like mourning and separation and all of that. Because it's like when you're dancing with the devil, it's a good time until it's not. And there's a sense of knowing that like this is not something that can continue. And I'm seeing this, like the devil is in the very center of this spread. So this is all about the attachments. I'm also hearing something about hedonism now. This is related to someone from your past. I'm also hearing about getting over someone from your past. This is too one of those connections where it's like, maybe you are in a very balanced place and maybe you are ready for a healthy, functional relationship. And as much as you want this other person to be ready for that, that's not what's happening here. Because you can't have a healthy relationship where only like one person is entering like within that vibration. It takes two people. It takes two people doing the work, and you can't do someone else's karma for them. You can't carry that for them. You can't like choose for somebody like when they're going to go through their ascension, if that's going to happen for them. And you can't do the work for them. Like as much as we may want to, you know, everybody has their free will and this person is exercising theirs, and they're not yet ready to be in a place where they can have a healthy relationship with you. One that is balanced and one that's in alignment. You guys may even be on two very different timelines right now, is what this really seems like to me. And it's sad too, because it's like you have memories with this person. There's still like a sense of fondness, like I'm sure you still care for them. However, it's time for you to enter into a new cycle, and this isn't something that can be carried with you into it. I'm just looking at Capricorn and Mercury here. Alright, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.